Good evening, hello, and namaskar, everyone. This is me, Dr. Saumya Gautam from Cape Town, and you watching me currently live on Instagram on Sharing Life Secrets with Saumya. So today, one of the very special guests is coming on my Instagram live series, and she is beautiful Vino Govender. She is an amazing woman, national and international award winner. She's an entrepreneur, successful businesswoman. I'm just gonna add her right now, and I'm so excited to have her on my Instagram live series. I think it's connecting. Hi, Vino.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. I was just introducing about you to all the people who are watching us live, that how beautiful you are. And I was about to tell that you're such an amazing, successful woman, inspirational soul, public figure, influencer. I don't know how many names must I give it to you. So I think thank you for giving me your precious time.
Thank you for having me, Saumya, and namaste to everybody that's listening this evening.
And I think you will see a lot of the people are from South Africa, but also from India and the other part of countries. So thank you guys for joining us. I can see, and we will try our best to give you answers in between. But so we know, are you ready for the amazing realistic questions I'm going to throw on you now?
Anytime. I am definitely ready.
Before I start, I just would like to tell everybody that Vinu is a very, 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 very special friend to me. It was a beautiful journey. I started with her in South Africa. I mean, she's one of my very amazing friends and one of the most inspirational women, I must say. Hi, Anshuman. Thank you. I think he's my cousin who's saying namaste to us. So, yeah. So, I must say that I know you're very busy, and I can just say thank you so much for taking out the time. I'm running this IG series chat show because a lot of people wanted to approach us. They wanted to know our life story. They wanted to know what we do. And I think this is one of the best way to communicate with our friends and fans and followers from all over the world. So I'm so excited to have you. So my first question to you is, why you do what you do? Define life in your way.
For me, life is touching lives. It's not just about me, it's more about the lives that I touch on a daily basis. So every single thing that I do, the work that I do, everything is based on the lives that I touch. For instance, my slogan at my office is Life Africa, changing lives. And that's what I do. I change lives by virtue of the work that I do on a daily basis. So that for me is what defines life. The fact that I'm able to change lives, make a difference in my life.
I just would like to ask you one thing. Like, people know you, like everybody know you that you are a highly successful businesswoman. Basically, I must say that you are a highly successful celebrity businesswoman in your own world. But I really would like you to tell something about you, your profession, your career, so the people can understand it more. Because when it comes from you, then people know you more and more. So can you please elaborate for us about your career, about your passion?
So I wear many caps on a daily basis. For me, going to the office is not just what I do on a daily basis, right? So from basically my business is civil and structural engineering. It's very, very male dominated. There's still so much of women that we would like to get into the space, but it is getting better and better. So that's the one aspect. I also have an NPO, which I have founded, but together with family and friends, I'm able to support children, women, and we provide training and support to kids that come from child-headed households. So we do that, and I just have a passion for women and for children and to be able to change those lives. So that's why I say for me, life is not just going to the office on a daily basis. It's changing those lives that I'm able to change, especially those children. that come from families that have been broken, that on the verge of suicide. I'm very passionate about suicide, and I speak a lot about that, having lost family members to that dreaded disease. So, yeah, that's basically what I do on a daily basis.
So tell me something. Can you share something, your game changer moment of your life, which inspired you to be who you are today? I mean, do you remember any amazing moment you would like to share with us? Let's say maybe your success secret tips.
So your first question was, I must share a life-changing moment.
Yes.
I've had many along the way. Having lost my dad when I was just 10 years old, having lost my mom when I was 20, and having lost my husband when I was 30, I think each one of those tragedies have changed my life drastically, because as a child, you want to think that you're going to grow old, knowing that you're not going to lose your parents, and then that happens, you do lose them. And then you get married and you think, okay, I'm not going to lose my husband, and this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And, you want to have that happily ever after, and that doesn't happen. So every moment has been life changing for me, but in different ways. And I've learned that I wouldn't want it any other way, because even if you ask me now, if any of those things didn't happen to me, do you want to have it changed? And my answer would be absolutely not, because each one of those lessons or each one of those moments have changed my life so drastically that I am now able to do the things that I do. Had I not experienced all that, I wouldn't be able to offer mentorship to women. I wouldn't know what it meant to be a widow. I wouldn't know how to support other widows. And likewise, having my son, who was 5 years old, lost his father when he was 5, I wouldn't be able to support him had I not gone through that. So each moment for me was a life-changing moment.
You know, Vinu, personally, whenever I see you, I don't know, some kind of a power or some kind of a magic or some kind of a energy you send it to me. Whenever I talk to you, whenever I see you, whenever I see your post, there are very rare women in the world. I must say, there are very rare people in the world who are genuine, made up of a gem or maybe a diamond. I don't know, but I think you're one of them. Whenever I see you, I feel like I want to be like her. I want to do what she's doing. I want to follow your footprint. Like you, I don't know about other people, but literally you impact on my life in a very big way. In a very big way. See, like I'm not so much more experienced like you, but whatever I have learned in these 2-3 years, I think you are also having a strong backing up support of me in my life. So I really feel blessed to have you in my life. So really, that's why I think your story, whenever I read about you, whenever I see you, I mean, you have won so many awards, not only in South Africa, but in the other part of the world as well. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about being famous? How do you feel about like being that you're an influencer, you're a public figure, people want to connect with you, people want to collaborate with you. How do you feel about it?
I actually don't look at myself as such. I think to remain humble, you need to keep your feet on the ground while you still reach for the stars. And no accolade, no award could actually define who you are as a person. And I think remaining humble, remaining true to yourself, and more importantly, remaining authentic to
Yeah.
yourself and to the people around you. And I think once you understand that being authentic is all that matters, at the end of the day, no award is going to give you that.
Yeah.
And each award given to you is given specifically for a criteria that you've been awarded for. So I think within yourself is all the awards that you really need to have, is that I've achieved for myself and not for the public or anybody else. But I've worked and this is what I've achieved. Yes, it feels great to be on those platforms. It just makes you feel aware that what I am doing is the right thing, and that it just gives you a platform to share more of what you need to do. And to be able to interact with those people at the different levels actually makes you a better person. But I think to know that you are true to yourself is all that matters in the end.
Absolutely. But how do you see the world? This world is so competitive. This world is so materialistic. And especially being a public figure, when you become more and more famous, when like when you grow more in your life, and there is a kind of a people who only wanted to come in a connection with you because they know you are powerful. They know that they can use you for their benefit. And they only want you to be in their life so you can give benefit to them. So how do you deal these kind of people in your life?
Soumya, as you said, there are many types of different people in the world, and the reality is people don't, the minute you start going up, whichever, whether it's career, business, whatever the case may be, people become intimidated by that. But I think the important thing is to remember that it is all about you. And you're not meant to fit in those circles. You're actually meant to stand out. And once you stand out for yourself and not for those crowds that you somehow attract. So, and the most important people in your life is the people that you live with. And those are the people that matter. Yes, you provide support to women and to other people, but everybody's on their own journey and they have to find their own journey, and you can only help them a certain way along the line. Everything else has to come from within them. So for me, yes, I'm here to help, mentor, and enable, but I'm also here on my own journey, just like everybody else. And as much as I work hard, I expect the same for people around me. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I think,
Yeah, you want to
yeah,
say
I
something?
think, yeah, I think, I think it also becomes human nature when people have expectations, and that's one thing you learn very early when you're spiritual, that do not have expectations because it always leads to disappointments. Like, do not have attachments, and
Yeah.
once you remember that not to attach, then detachment is a good thing to have when you're spiritually inclined, and you can only understand that when you're on a spiritual level of your own understanding.
Yeah, very true. But Vinu, I want to know one thing, that there is a lot of people who are going out and they are trying to do a lot of things about women empowerment, try to being a role model. Some people do to get the publicity stunt because they wanted to just get a route to get famous, and some people genuine wanted to give back to the community. So I think me and you falls under the second kind of a people, that we really want to do the charity, and it's not only to get like being famous, but it's really come out of the heart. Like, I follow you on your social media and I see you genuine give back. I mean, you are so busy woman, you're so busy personality, but you still make a time to go out and give your best. How do you think about the people who only want to do these things just to do like a publicity stunt, or just to get their name out? What are your views about these kind of people?
It just depends. Sometimes it's very ego driven and people do it for the purpose of ego. But also sometimes when people expose innocent faces and innocent people that are vulnerable, I cannot handle that. But I do understand sometimes when you rally for assistance, you have to expose your project as such. So you
Yeah.
go online and you expose, I need assistance, or you ask for assistance, and that's the only way you could get, because alone you can do so much, but together you can do so much more.
Yeah.
For me, I have a group of amazing friends and family that I would pick up the phone and say, I need assistance here. Can you assist me? If I do not get that help, then I go out and I engage with the public as such. But I hear you, and I can't answer for those people and their reasoning behind it. But everybody's on their own journey, each one for themselves. So that's just my take on it.
Tell me something. I mean, you have seen this glitz and glamour. You have seen this industry. I'm not talking only about the business industry. I'm also talking about being a famous personality, influencer. You like a lot of platform gets open to attend the award functions, to attend the film industry and all. So this industry is quite full of glitz and glamour. And you know that our upcoming youth who really want to become famous in short time. They try to take a shortcut route, like they don't complete their education, they don't have a right guidance. Just to become fame and to get into this industry, they can go to any level. So what, because you are from this industry and you have seen this industry very close, what message you would like to give to our upcoming youth for deciding their career properly in their life?
I don't believe there's any shortcut to life. Life is a journey. You have to enjoy the ride. And along the way, there's going to be a lot of um, stormy seas that you have to pass before you get to the sunshine. There is definitely no easy road to get to it. And for me, education is key. No matter
Yeah.
what space you're in, like I have a son that's studying, and my message to him is, I don't care what degree you get. At the end of the day, you need to get a degree because
Yeah.
that is going to be your stepping stone. When I'm long gone from here, this is what your passport to life is going to be. And
Yeah.
don't stop studying. I mean, people study when they're 60 and they're 70, not because they didn't get an education, because they know the importance of education and
Yeah.
educating one another. So to the youth out there, remember education first. Everything else have a time and a place for that. But once you get your degree, don't stop there because there's so
Yeah.
much more that awaits you. And you can't do it without a degree.
Yeah, absolutely. Even for me, I also believe that if you want to be powerful, you need to be educated, because it doesn't matter what you are studying, but I think it's very important to have a knowledge, at least about a knowledge to live your life. So I totally
Yeah.
agree with you, and I'm sure that the people who are listening us live, they will understand that more, especially when it's coming from you, because you are a businesswoman, you are in this industry. So I think it create a more bigger impact. Tell me something. How do you feel about the competition? Who you think, who's your biggest competition in today's world?
My biggest competition is myself. I constantly want to be better than the person I was yesterday. There's no other competition but yourself. And every single day, I strive to be a better person. And I think when you start competing with people, then you have a problem because then where do you stop? Your biggest competition is yourself. For me, it is me. I compete with myself daily and I want to be better than I was the day before.
Tell me something. When you wake up in the morning, you see that today you are in this newspaper. You see today you are in this magazine. Then you see, I mean, now we are sitting with the pandemic, but when we are not in pandemic, you flying here and you flying there, you receiving this award, you are on this event. How do you manage your life? Like, you are a mom, you are a businesswoman, you are a public figure, you are non-stop running your company, you're doing a charity drives. How do you manage your life being so busy? Do you get some time for yourself?
Soumya, I often get asked this question, and my answer remains the same. You know, when I think God was giving out, dishing out good looks and slim figure and all these fancy things, I think I was the one in line for energy. God said energy, and I was in the front line. So I've been very blessed like that, that I've had bountiful of energy all the time. So, you know, my day could start late, but I could work right through the night and I could still be energized the next day. And I think as women, what happens is we make too many excuses why we cannot do certain things. And once we take that element out of ourselves, that it's an excuse and not a fact, we can achieve it. And you know, if you set goals for yourself, you can achieve it. And I mean, besides that, I have an absolutely fabulous team that I work with, whether it's in my office or my helper at home or my son being self-sufficient. I think that's collaboration and teamwork is key because I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I do without that. Besides the fact that, yes, I do have energy, I also have an amazing team that I work with.
No, but you're truly a beautiful woman inside out. I mean, I told you, I really find a people like you in the life. I mean, and that's coming from my heart. So I must
I
say that.
appreciate that. You're beautiful yourself and an amazing human being. I mean, you know, some people touch your life and they leave a spark, and some people leave a constant light in your life, and you are definitely one of those people. Thank you
Thank
for that
you.
friendship.
Thank you. Tell me something. How do you see your future? What do you think? Where you gonna take your? What is next in your life?
Soumya, for me, I am looking at diversifying my business in various ways. Uh, as and when it unfolds, I will reveal that. But travel is something on my agenda that I've never stopped doing, and I will do a lot more in the coming years to come when we are able to travel. So for me, I have a son that's almost grown up. Well, he's grown up, not almost grown up. And once he leaves the nest, then I think my plans will be different than what it is now. So for now, it's just constant studying and just doing what I'm doing best.
Thank you. I just wanted to reply this person, Anshuman Sharat. They want to know that are we going to take a question from the audience as well? Yes, I will definitely take a question from the audience if it is a valid questions and if it is a genuine questions and if it is an authentic positive questions. If you guys have any positive questions, please type for us. We will reply you. Thank you. We're going to continue with that now. So did you see, Vinu, when the guests come on the IGTV, the people want to talk to you, like they wanna see you, they wanna talk to you, and I think that is the amazing factor of this IG talk events. So I'm so happy. Thank you. Okay, Vinu. So tell me something. How many organizations are you linked up with, and what are your purpose or your upcoming views or anything about related to your charity drives? What are you busy with currently?
So, Soumya, I serve on various different boards as trustees, and so each board that I serve on, some charity and some linked specifically to my environment that I operate in. But when it comes to charity drives, obviously with the pandemic, a lot has changed. We normally do have a calendar of things that we engage with for the year. Like, I do have an annual Forgotten Moms High Tea. I just want to
Yeah.
explain quickly what that is. It's a high tea that we host for moms that we pick up from the street. It's moms
Wow.
during the month of it's Mother's Day. So a week after Mother's Day, we go out, we get all these moms together. I engage with friends of mine to give me their item of clothing that will fit a mom that we found on the street. We get them, we do their hair, their makeup, and we host them to a high tea. So it's an evening, it's an afternoon of fun, entertainment, gifts, and lovely food, which they thoroughly enjoy. But some of these moms it's beyond their control that they live on the street. And
Yeah.
there's nothing we can do to house them. So if we can spend one day just spoiling them and making them feel special, because they have really been forgotten, not only by society, but by their own kids that have left and gone overseas, or kids that have signed over or have taken their homes from them. So they are literally on the street. So we just give them a whole lot of love and attention, and I'm very passionate about that, knowing that I don't have my own mom to pamper and love in that way. So I have like 150 moms at one time that I'm able to spoil. So that's an event we were unable to host this year, sadly, because the moms also look forward to that. And then along the year, we have different events that we host, obviously all free of charge, so that the
Yeah.
underprivileged can enjoy. I also, every alternate week, I go out to schools and I speak to kids on no crime culture. And by doing that, I engage with kids that are able to understand that don't do crime because it's going to get you into
Yeah.
trouble. But how do you stop them from not doing crime? So we start our veggie gardens in the schools, and we create champions in schools that the kids can go to when they have a problem. Because remember, they don't want to speak to their parents. They don't
Yeah.
want to speak to their colleagues or their teachers. They're afraid. So they look for somebody that's been through a similar thing that they're going through that they can engage with. And
Yeah.
that's how we get their attention. And if we're able to save one child a year, we've done a whole lot for humanity and for mankind. So those are some of the projects that we do engage in. At the moment, I am sponsoring medical gowns to
Wow.
some of the hospitals. That's in memory of a niece that I lost last year. So my organization is doing that. Yeah, because there's not much you can do in terms of supporting environments, I mean, supporting um, families, which normally we would, I mean, during the whole lockdown, we've gone out to homes and we've supported families that have been retrenched with grocery hampers. We've risked our lives to go out to each home and provide them with food hampers. So there are various projects, but currently they're all on hold.
I can't believe, how you do that. I mean, not even one project. You have multiple projects to help multiple people. Oh my God, like I think world need people like you more. Like we really need a people like you more who understand the importance of being connected with the people who are in need. I can't believe it. I mean, I think this is the first time I'm listening from you. because because whenever I meet you, we are in our own world, we are in our own happiness. I never, oh my God, Vinu, personally, I'm saying I would love to collaborate with you. If you need me for anything, if I can collaborate, please tell me because I would love to associate with you for future. No, but that's
Yeah.
that's that's incredible.
Thank you very much.
Tell me something, Vinu. People have seen your success. People have seen this beautiful face, but they haven't seen the challenges which come across your life to build your career. How do you overcome with the challenges?
Soumya, my challenges go back from when I was a kid. As I told you, I lost my
Yeah.
dad when I was 10, right? I lost my mom when I was 20, but I was married when I was 19. So when I was 30, um, and my son was 5 years old, my husband of 10 years committed suicide. And I was left devastated because, as I've said to you, this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, and it never happens. So you pick up the pieces. But during that time as well, I literally had lost my job. I was retrenched from my work, and I had to raise my 5 year old all on my own. No money, a lot of medical expenses, home renovations. So when you think you have nothing, I think the only way you're going to pick yourself up is by prayer. So you pray, you ask for strength from the Almighty above, and no matter what religion you are, that's what you do. And for me, every time that I wanted to end it all, I would look at my 5 year old and I knew that was my purpose. If nothing else, that was my purpose. That was my reason. And that's what gave me reason. So for me, I faced huge challenges, but I think prayer for me is what got me through it. Because your faith is only as strong as your inability to pray. And if you go down on your knees and you pray, then you are asking for the best that lies ahead of you. And if you're unable to do that, then I don't know what your answer should be, because that is the reason, and that is what you do. Because I mean, you cannot depend on anybody but yourself. And the only way you can depend on yourself is by prayer to relieve you of whatever it is you're going through. So that's how I face my challenges. I pray about it.
Vinu, I I don't know. I know your story. I mean, I would like to go something personal because we're sharing a personal story about you, your success, your challenges. I have listened so much stories from the big famous people like you, like my other people who are my guests already on the IG series, and there are other people where I met in my life. Like everybody have been through their very challenging time, but your story is very different. Like losing a parents, losing a husband, growing a son alone, being as a woman, where you have to start from scratch, from zero. I think this is not an easy challenge for you in your life. Not every woman can do this and become what you become today. I must say this. One personal question I would like to ask you, in today's life, world is so selfish, world is so materialistic, especially for the girls. They are scared if a okay, let's put into that way. That's how I see a lot of things. When a girl belongs from a rich family, they might end up getting married to a rich family and they have a good life. But the girl who don't belong from a rich family, she's educated, but sometimes they end up being married to the wrong family, and their strength goes away and they can't grow in their life. So I think, what do you think, what these girls should do? Because today's generations, if you talk about it, like, girls are working, guys are working, and they're equally working. But if you see, there are still some houses where a girl wanted to live their dream, but they can't because the society are trying to put them down, or their husbands are not supportive. What message, or what powerful message you would like to give these kind of women who are still suffering and struggling and having fear to cherish or to achieve their dreams?
I think the patriarchal system in a lot of homes still exists, and it is very difficult to break those chains of patriarchy that exist. So, as a woman, or as an educated woman, or even if you're not educated, like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
your key to success is education. And you need to find everything in your power to educate yourself so you can break free from the bonds and the chains that hold you back. And even if you're uneducated, you need to look deep within yourself and ask yourself simple questions. Do I want to subject myself to this for the rest of my life? Or do I want to become somebody better than I am? Like I said to you as well, that your biggest competition is yourself.
Yes.
So once you start competing with yourself, you want to be better than the day you was before. And if you set goals for yourself, and Saumya, it is not easy. I speak to women every single day, women that are in abusive relationships. The reason they go back is for financial reasons, because they feel that they cannot depend on themselves. But start small, start somewhere. Even if it means you're doing something for yourself on a daily basis to better your knowledge, you need to start somewhere, because it's only by doing that can you break free, and can you get out of the situation. Also, look for support.
Yeah.
There are so many places and people that can offer these support to you. Speak out. If you're going to keep you quiet about it, nobody's going to know that you're in the situation, and nobody's going to help you. But I think if you look for support and you're able to reach out, there's so much of help available. And the same, I mean, I did that many years ago. And I kept quiet. I would be in a frenzy of depression continuously. And it did overtake me at some point, but I reached out for help, and I found that there's so much assistance available if we do reach out.
No, yeah, absolutely. And tell me something, Vinu, did you see the world today? Women talk about women empowerment, but there is only few people who cherish or who are genuinely happy for the other woman's success. Half of the people are just upset, or they are running in the competition. There is very few women in the world. I'm especially talking about the women and the girls. There are very few women in the world that they clap for each other. You know what I mean to say? So how do you see this world? What message you would like to give to a woman? Don't you think that these women should support each other's success and life story and grow from there, instead of having competition, jealousy, hateness?
I think that would be the perfect world where everybody supports everybody. But I think as far as you are below somebody, then everybody's happy. But the minute you start being
Yes.
above somebody, that's when problem arise, because nobody wants you to be above them. But if you realize that you're in competition with no one but yourself, you're not meant to fit in, you're meant to stand out. And if you're able to function on your own, yes, we all want support. We all want women to cheer us on. But that's an ideal world that doesn't exist. And I see it in schools, no matter how young the kids are. And I see it with businesswomen. That happens all the time. Um, and that's just the reality of the way life is. You know, I wish it was a perfect life and a perfect world where women would just get on with each other. But I think for me, being in this very male-dominated industry has made me tougher than a lot of women, and a lot of women that cannot deal with stress of this nature, whereas I can. Um, and I think if you have that exposure, and if you've been through all the trials and tribulations you've been through along the way, you learn to deal with things differently.
Yeah, tell me.
So my message to women is, I can scream from the tallest building and say, let's clap for each other. And some of us do, but not everybody's going to do it, because there is a lot of competition, and not that competition is bad, but it does hinder your progress along the way.
No, absolutely. I also agree with it. I wish that the world can be so beautiful, then there should be no hateness, there should be no jealousy, there should be no competition. Each and every day, people can share and celebrate the success. Vinu, tell me something. I know you are a very spiritual person. I mean, I have attended Navratri, I think last year in Cape Town when you was here. We went to that Bengali Devi Ma Darshan, and we have been through together in the temple. It was a beautiful moment I lived of my life with you, and I'm still hoping pandemic can go soon so I can come back to you again and we can create some more memories. Tell me
Yes.
something. I would like you to tell people the power of spirituality, how your mind can be changed when you have more spiritual mind and when you believe in the prayer.
So for me, as I've already mentioned, there is one thing that keeps me grounded. There is one thing that makes me remain humble. I religiously take a trip to my motherland, which is India, and I go on at least a week of pilgrimage where I live in an ashram, whether it means me living with basics. You know, I give up all my worldly pleasures, I give up all my material things, because it allows me to go back to my roots. It allows me to remain humble. It reminds me of what things can just be taken away from you in an instant, and it teaches me humbleness more than anything else. Yes, we are materialistic people. We come back to our normal lives. We work for money and material things. But I think that one thing in my life every single year teaches me that life is simple, and the moment we remain simple, and we think that we don't need all these luxuries to function, then we'll have peace within ourselves. And the one thing I speak about a lot is kindness.
Yeah.
It takes absolutely nothing to be kind to one another, and if we learn to be kind, it actually gives us such a warming feeling. It makes us feel so good about things. And you know, my family constantly jokes about me, have this joke about me when I walk in a mall. I greet random people. I like, hello, how are you? How's your day? And the person that I'm greeting will step back and like look at me confused and wonder if they know me. And that's just me, because I just want to be nice and I want to be kind to somebody, and, you know, just make somebody smile, because no matter what that person's going through, they're going to stop for a moment and smile because they're so confused as to what's going on. But
Yeah,
I've made somebody smile, you know, and
that's
and
great.
and that's a random thing I do all the time. And if you even ask my friends about it, they just know it. That's me, and it takes absolutely nothing. I mean, um, I know there's so many families that are so unkind to each other, and they belong to one family, and yet you know, it's a simple thing that you can just do to be kind. You know, Soumya, I want to share something with you.
Yeah.
I don't have a New Year's resolution, but every single year I have a theme. I call it my theme. And like for instance, the one year my theme was I'm not meant to fit in, I'm meant to stand out. So
Wow.
whatever I do it in that way, that you know what, you're not meant to have this tribe of people, you're meant to do whatever you do on your own. Like this year my theme is celebration, and you'll notice that every little thing that happened this year, I do it in abundance, because the pandemic has taught us that life is so short. And if we don't
Yeah.
celebrate the little moments that we have, we won't have time to celebrate it, because we get so consumed in everything that we do on a daily basis that we forget to celebrate those little things that happen. So that's just me. And I think if everybody looks at life as a celebration, and it'll take us so far. It'll take us emotionally so much further.
Vinu, you are so positive. Like, you're so magical. You know what? I'm really loving this conversation. I really don't know this part of your life. Huh? Like, I met you, I have enjoyed a lot, but you are something else, do you know? I mean, I don't know how to say. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Like, I don't know about others, but definitely you teaching me a lot today. I can vouch for me.
Thank you
We know
so much, Soumya.
anytime. One last question I would like to ask you. If you would like to change one thing in this world, what it would be and why?
And you broke off a bit there. Repeat that question.
If you would like to change one thing in this world, what it would be and why?
Change begins with yourself. Right? But if I look at the world holistically, the one thing I would like to change is poverty. And I know it sounds like a beauty queen question or a beauty queen answer, but for me, I see poverty every single day. And having walked that journey myself, I know what it feels like. So I'm not just speaking at the top of my head because you asked me this question, but I know what it is to be poor. I know what it is to have four slices of bread, and after my child has eaten, I will eat the balance. I know what it feels like. So there's one thing I want to change, it's poverty. And I wish there's never a single soul that goes to bed without food, that everybody's bellies are full, because there's calls I get weird parts of the night telling me that somebody hasn't eaten for 3 or 4 days, and I go and I look in my cupboard and I take whatever I can and I go give it to them. If there was one thing I would like changed or would like to see happen, it's that every person goes to bed with a stomach full of food, or not full of food, but at least with food. um, but it begins with each one of us to make that change.
I just know one thing. If we have a people like you in today's world, definitely we can achieve what you're saying now. Because what we need, that people should understand, they should start giving their time. Because the most important thing for me is to give your time.
Yep.
So I'm with you in this case. You can call me anytime. I would love to do
I
it.
know.
But
Yeah, you know, time is something you can never get back, and um, there's not enough of time in the world. But once you give it, you cannot take it back, and cannot be returned. So that in itself is the biggest favor you could ever do, is give
absolutely.
somebody your time.
Tell me, Vinu, if people would like to follow you for your upcoming events or for your upcoming charity drive, or if they want to connect with you, where can they follow you? Which platforms are you mostly available?
Um, I'm on Facebook. It's Vino Veenz Govender. On Instagram, it's Vino Govender. and I could give you my email address. They can always email me as well if there's anything they would like to know, or get on a mailing list as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for giving your precious time. And soon I'm gonna upload this on IGTV, so I'm sure people can watch this a lot. And I'm sure I'm the first person who's gonna email you or who's gonna WhatsApp you that I would like to connect. So I think I'll be the first person that you're gonna get a message now.
No problem. Thank you so much, Saumya. It means so much that you've taken the time to connect with all these amazing women, men and women in the past. I have looked at all of your IGTV interviews, and along your journey, you meet powerful women that teach you something, and you take something from them. And some of them not so powerful. I mean, I treat the same person that I meet on the street as a CEO of a company. So for me, that interaction is more or less the same, but each person that you meet in life teaches you something, something that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. And thank you for hosting all these amazing people, because I'm sure your followers will definitely have taken some good points from each one of us.
Thanks to you, because you guys are so busy and still manage to give me the time. So I think I must say thanks to you, Vinu. And I think for me, the biggest thing is to be surrounded by a positive people. I mean, when I chat with you or the other people who I bought on my IGTV series, live series, you guys all are full of positivity. Like, there is no time of negativity. So I don't know, I just feel that we sharing a good vibes, we sharing a good positive energy. And believe me, when people watch you, people see you, then they usually DM me, because each and every day, somewhere in some of the country, another part of the world, one person is definitely getting inspired from your story. So thank you so much. I know you just came from the work and then you just came on the IGTV with me. So I know you must be very tired, but thank you.
No, it's only my pleasure. And I pass my regards to your parents and
Sure.
Sid's parents. It's an absolute pleasure being with you tonight.
And I hope I can see you soon, either in Cape Town or either in
I
Durban.
know. It's long overdue. It's long overdue.
I think I didn't even see. I didn't met you in 2020. I met you in 2019.
That is true. We almost missed each other in India, I think, when you were there at the beginning of the year. Were you there?
Oh,
Or was
I think you went India before me, and when you came to South Africa, I went to India.
That's right.
No, but definitely we have to meet soon. And thank you once again for all your love and all your precious time.
Thank you.
Keep well.
Have a
See you soon.
lovely
Lots
evening,
of
you too.
love.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.